Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark 3 and welcome back to the survival adventure thing on From the Depths with the Cookie Wagon and me, yay. Well, that intro went downhill fast, didn't it? Anyway, yeah, welcome back to my adventure run on From the Depths with the Cookie Wagon, a monstrous piece of metal that someone has recently told me looks like a tick. That is what was said? Yes, that is what was said. Honestly, I've never seen a tick, so I don't know if the resemblance is true or not. But I guess this thing is stubborn, so is that a tick trait? Could be, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, let's just harvest this particular resource zone here, because I'm trying to gather some more resources. I've spent a little bit of what I've got, which is why I'm down to 6,000, because I've installed a couple of extra RTGs in the sides, just there on the screen. Those four, even with the high efficiency ratio I set on the engine, were not enough to keep this craft going just on the RTGs when it's actually moving around. So that's what I've done, and I think I've gone overboard in the batteries and not enough into the RTGs, which is a slight issue. Oh well. Could be a lot worse, I suppose. Oh, that's got a fair bit, I suppose. Though I seem to be drifting out of it again. Something else this craft does need is a bit more turning power. That much, I think, is true. And it still goes forward a bit. Oh well. I'll fix this sooner or later, I guess, but not right now. Anyway, getting started. For this particular video, I decided I would go ahead with some of the other things that this craft requires as part of its upgrade program. Last video, I installed the electric supply and RTG so that it can run without having to be constantly refueled. And speaking of, actually, while I think about it, let's go ahead and refresh the fuel supply again, just to replace what was used when it built up the battery stocks. That'll probably be the last time I refuel for quite a while, unless something happens to the batteries. So, hooray! Less constant refueling, I guess. But this time around I'm going to be focusing on getting that rear missile launcher working, and you guys have offered me several suggestions for that, like an active radar type missile, or laser guided missiles, and how I might be able to do that. There's another fault in the system anyway, which is one of them doesn't have the delays set up properly. So they weren't even working right in the first place. But I'm going to get that up and firing, and then I'm going to focus on my AI system, my detection system, and also removing that forward bomb cannon launcher, because I've been planning to do that for a while and just not got around to it. And freeing up a bit of resources is probably a good idea at this point. So are we static here? We are slowly drifting. Yeah. Yeah, we are slowly drifting around, but this deposit is getting drained pretty quick. Anyway, onwards. The missiles. I do not know why the missiles are having so many problems. These things should have worked, because this is the kind of missile I use on ships sometimes in a vertical launch position. They kick out, they go like a couple of hundred up, and then they turn. Actually, I think that's the problem. That is exactly the problem. Whoops. First I'll take those, so I needed those to kick them out because of, you know, not having the thrusters on when they start going. But that is, now that I think about it, exactly the problem with this particular system. Max range, let's set a minimum range of 500. Yeah. The problem is that if they're going several hundred meters up into the air, then they've run out of air, since I'm already altitude at 400, so they would have been fine if they were a side launch system, but if they were a vertical launch system, no. Definitely not. I'm getting lost inside my own ship here. Where am I looking? Oh yeah, I need to go this way. Don't I? No, other way, other way. I'm sorry, I don't know my craft very well. And for some reason this thing is not even connected to the... No, wait, yeah, I turned it off. Never mind. I forget my own head next at this rate. Anyway, let's get these missiles sorted. Minimum range 500, max range 2 kilometers. Okay. Now, go into their setups. One suggestion was that I go with an active radar system. So let's have a quick look at that. Active radar seeker. Will target above water targets based on their radar profile. Any vehicle with a passive radar detector will create missile warnings on these missiles if they become a target of the missile. So I think this is the fastest refit which will become viable as a weapon system. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to assign these active radar seekers just to get them ready to fire. I'll leave the ballast, I'll leave the underwater capacity, I'll leave the fins, leave the fuel, leave everything as it is apart from that high frag warhead. So yeah, that's just going to get it up and firing. The other suggestion I got was to use laser systems as their core, and to be honest they would work really well doing that, and damn it, I've overshot the resource site again. They'd be really good at doing that, but I do actually have a slight objection to that, which is the targeting lasers. I know how to use them, so don't get me wrong there. I know how to use them and I can definitely equip them. I can equip them to support ships, I can equip them to this ship. I don't need to even tie them to the same launcher, which means I actually know what the settings are for that kind of thing. But I don't like them because you can see the laser beam. Always see the laser beam. That's why I don't like it. Not when it's just actively targeting something, you can always see it, and that's... It's like, why do I need to see that? I don't need to see that. So, yeah, that's why I don't particularly like using them. Don't get me wrong, I will use it, maybe. Just not right now. Need to find the friggin' things again. Here we go. And reconnect it. I think that's reconnected all of it. Yep, they should all be on, and yep, they are. Okay. Next up is going to be the AI core. I tell a lie. Next up is not going to be the AI core. Next up is gutting out the actual bomber, the forward bomb launcher. It fires faster than the 4 other bombs we put in. I've got to give it that. And it's actually a bigger shell as well, so it fires faster, it hits harder. It's a pretty good bomb, but it's outlived its usefulness and it's only got a single layer of sheet metal to protect it, so I actually do want it gone. So this next bit is just going to be me gutting this entire thing out of the craft, so I'm going to skip that since you don't need to see it. I'm pretty sure you know what demolition work looks like. So yeah. I'll catch you as soon as I'm done with this. Okay, that's the forward cannon gone. And the nose of my craft is considerably lighter, and that's given me 1,500 odd extra resources. Something else I must note is that I have also just taken out... I've just taken out some of the steering jets. Well, actually all the forward steering jets, and replaced them with large jets instead, just to get a slightly more concentrated bit of power out of them. So... This is actually 9 jets worth versus 8, so it's slightly increased my turning performance, but not by much. I'm just heading generally westward because, you know, if you go through a gate westward it has better weather generally. And because I could see in the distance that there are resource zones out this way, so more resources since I can't actually see any opponents about the place. I've just been installing wood where the cannon used to be to turn this into an entire layer of wood metal layered armour, just like I've got on the bulk of my craft now for passive protection. But this is also the reason why I wanted to tear out my tear out the cannon before I started working on my AI core. The AI is here, right in the middle of where this armour is meant to be. So, yeah, I couldn't actually properly install this without tearing out my AI and moving it to a less vulnerable position. So, This craft is about to lose all of its weapons systems. Oh yeah, that does feel like it turns a bit faster now, actually, with those things. Or maybe it's the reduced weight. I'm not sure. Ah well, let's just get it back in here. There are a couple more things to tear out, which are these forward rotors. They've served me ever since that daring escape from underwater where I hid like a little bitch. Sorry, a little bitch, a little coward. A little spineless worm trying to escape the scary lasers and torpedoes that were bombarding me at that early stage. I still don't know how I survived that particular encounter, but I don't need these rotors in here anymore, so I'm actually going to tear these out just to give me some more space for what I now want to install in this area. Goodbye, fair rotors. You have served me pretty darn well. There we go. And of course that means that the wood that was on them can be torn out as well. Which leaves me actually quite a decent hollow. Except for the fact that the AI system is in here. And let's actually finish that wall. Yep, there we go. Right, this is where the AI is going to be. Roughly the same place, but there is a twist I'm going to put in here. And that is the fact that I actually want to have 2 AIs, not 1. And the entire point of this thing is going to be... Oh yeah, you can see that tearing those rotors out has changed the balance of my craft a fair bit. My nose is dropping. Oh no. Yeah, that's quite a significant tilt actually. Let's very quickly correct that using some pole extenders. There we go. Suddenly I tipped back upwards like this. And in fact that has overcorrected it a little bit, I think. Not too bad. I can leave it at that. Though I am drifting forward again. Stop doing that. Oh, actually, I think I'm barely drifting at all. Nope, I am, because the laser's gone off. Right, I'll get back to you as soon as I've got the insides of this AI core sorted out, because I am about to lose all AI controls of my weapons until I get the new cores plugged in. Hooray! Okay, my first AI is about to go online. This is one, because of how I've hooked it up, is going at actually... words. Words are useful. I keep saying it, I keep forgetting it. Anyway, this AI just controls the primary cannons on the sides of the ship. That's all I want it to do. And that is why it is going to be just tucked away in the top like this. Card slot, yep. It doesn't need much, it just needs target prioritization, turn off mirror mode, and it needs a... where was it? I thought there was one which for individual priorities, but there isn't. So aim point selection, that's all it needs. Now, because this is my anti-air cannon kind of thing, what I want it to do is to target smaller craft. So I'll go for the smallest craft it can see, and it is going to go after the fastest craft and the closest craft. So any small flyers that try to get close, that's what I want these high velocity cannons to be going after. So that is what this particular cannon is going to target. And that looks okay to me. Yep, that's fine. Okay, now I've got this space along here, which is where I'm going to install my next system, which is just going to be put in there like that. Where is it? The card slots again. This one is going to control all the other systems, yes, but I want the missiles to be unified, I want the torpedoes unified, I want the bombs. Actually, I don't care which system the bombs are on, because the bombs are just going to hit whatever is directly below me. And there's no way around that. So this one is going to be controlling all of the other weapon systems, and it's also the one that's plugged into the detector systems as well. So I've pulled off the general purpose processing cards, so I can just go ahead and install these just to get this thing working again. Because this is also the one that has its connections all the way across the ship. So it's the one that requires having these cards installed. It has access to 10, yep. Actually, I want this to have more, so install a block there. This is going to be the biggest and more powerful AI on the craft, so lots and lots of processing power for the upgraded detection that I'm going to give it. But now that it's actually got detection back online again, I should perhaps turn my attention to the small enemy, which, well, I'm assuming it's a small enemy. I've not had a chance to look at it yet. Hang on. Just moving around a fair bit there. Oh, hello there! Oh, aren't you a cute little thing? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay, right. Now, my weapon systems and such haven't lit up on it yet. There is a good reason for that. And that's the fact that I've actually torn out my downwards detection systems as well as part of the refit of that armour, so at the moment I can't actually detect things underneath me. That's why my processing systems were actually a bit on the low side compared to what they used to be. So let's actually go ahead and quickly fix that now. And this means poking a few holes in my new and nicely finished lower armour. Oh well, you can't do everything, can you? Let's see now. Oh, there's a small gap there. Not sure what was in that, but yeah, that's convenient, I suppose. Yeah, let's use this for it then. Okay. I fixed the bomb firing arc, so now I need to get a detection system built into this section. Hellfire didn't just click on the wrong tab like an idiot. Okay. I could use an armoured rangefinder, and actually an armoured one is just fine. I'm going to use these ones in other places, but this one is fine for the flat pack configuration I'm going for with this particular connection. At least I'm building it relatively flat, so yeah. Where's the main connection? Main connection runs here underneath my seat. Well, pretty close to my seat anyway. So this is where I want it to be. AI, just build a connection there. I'm going to extend the armour down around this thing. But since it's under my control seat, I want this area a bit thicker protected anyway. Now, range finders. There's no reason not to have a bigger rangefinder, so let's install that. So yep, that's a pretty big, wide one. That looks good. And since that gives me a very high accuracy rating, I now want to get another set of sensors to complement it in the form of... Actually my initial loadout was actually pretty good. So let's recreate that. 90-degree camera. Let's just take off mirror mode, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yep, that's fine. And a retroflect sensor. There we go. Oh, it's wandered off. Okay, turn around then. Since it doesn't want to play anymore, let's turn around and let my forward detection system pick it up. I'm fairly sure that AIs share their... Well, do they? My cannons would be turning if they did. No. What a shame. AI... mainframe... Is there something that I need for this? I hope there is not, but there probably is. Still, regardless, let's install the connectors here to get this stuff hooked up. Yeah, I'm suspecting that I need something to allow me to do something. Oh, okay, they are now... I have no idea why they did that, but it seems that they were just bugging out a little bit. Now they're actually firing at something else. The hell? What are you targeting? I have no idea what the ship's doing. You are still after a Sky Viper. Wait, is that the only thing that I was actually picking up? What are you? You are... Sky Viper. Okay, so that means... What was that other thing? What's this thing over here? A Wonder. Oh, hello. Oh, I recognise you. Wait, no I don't. What? Deepwater Guards... something. I'm not sure what that thing is. I've never really faced it much, so... Let's come about. Actually, did the Sky Viper drop a resource pocket? Yes, it did. A very small one. Okay. Wow, 7. 7 resources! No, I'm not going to go and get that. Anyway, I was looking around trying to figure out if I needed some kind of wireless connection between my AIs or something like that, and it didn't look like I did. And then suddenly, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely don't. That answers that question. Is that thing higher than me? Interesting. Oh well. AI system is actually working. It's actually sharing. Yep, off they go. Once they've leveled out, they start flying. Okay, the radar system is definitely working. And that craft, I think, is about to go bye-bye. Yeah, it's falling out of the sky from just the cannons. It doesn't need that. I increased the cannon range, by the way, to 3 kilometers, not 2 kilometers, so they are now engaging at a greater distance. Oops. Incoming shells. Too little, too late, I'm afraid. Oh. How dare you! You lopped off one of my rotors. And chipped my armour. Oh well. Actually, that's something I need to do. I need to tell the AIs to ignore salvage so that they don't waste ammunition on stuff. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, back to my AI core thing. I showed you that I was doing the AI core and having this one be serving as detection because it's got connections all over the ship and things like that. And now I've got this downward array here, which I can coat in armour. So that's detecting that. But there is something else it needs as well, actually, which needs another downwards connection. I'm going to actually install that... let's install it a bit forward, here. Yeah, here. And that is something I don't really have much of right now, and it is a munitions warner. Should I go all out and install laser warners as well? Probably should, yeah. Yeah, let's install a munitions warner and a laser warner. Facing downwards. So this way I can start to use this unified AI control core to actually start getting anti-missile and anti-laser defences. Though anti-laser defence is mostly going to be just, you know, smoke dispensers to help protect anything trying to get too close kind of thing? Question mark? It's going to work. Don't get me wrong, it's going to work. But it's going to need some stuff. Let's see. Ooh, should I install a 9-meter one? I could do. Nah, it's no. What's the difference? 1.1, 1.4, 2. 7-meter looks like a nice compromise, so let's go install that one here. Here? Yeah, here. Because I need more space now for this stuff to actually have access to everything. And the reason this is not an armoured one is because an armoured one can only detect a connection from underneath it and accept connection from that for an AI system. These unarmored ones can actually accept AI connections on any of the flat faces, so that is what allows you to actually install them like this. I'm going to tear out my passive radar systems, tear out the AI infrared cameras. Yeah, that's looking okay. Tear off these things as well. Yep. I'm going to need to upgrade these turrets actually as well. Yes. Detection systems. AI connector blocks. I want to leave something in here. Like that. Yeah. And sure, that looks okay. So that's going to give me an absolute ton of mounting points as far as forward is concerned. Actually, let's go ahead and do it like this. Yeah, let's do it like that. Local, don't need that. 10 to 100. Ooh. I'm going to have a look at that later. Anyway, my detection equipment, I want to get that 90-degree IR camera back, since I'm putting it there now. So that's good. This forward section, I want to get the actual stuff. Here we go, munition warner and a laser warner. So I'm going to install those on the front like that. Yep. And then I should have a convenient space right here. I'm going to install my first smoke dispensers, just like that. So if I start getting by lasers, this gives me some forward-facing defense at least against them. And I'm just sitting in place like an idiot. Oh, there's resource zone over there. Let's fly that way. Fly! Yep, there we go. Moving that cannon is actually affecting my centre of drag, so my nose tips forward when I'm at full throttle. I need to shift some of my jets down to compensate for that. There we go, how's that? Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, that's fine. Now, back to my AI workings. I've got these forward systems now actually functioning somewhat nicely. I've got munition systems for my anti-missile system when I get it in. I've got anti-laser sensor. I've got some smoke to help protect against the laser a little bit. And I've got an IR camera in a forward-facing position to help me find stuff. Now a lot of it just needs some... No, that's the one I need clear. Yep, that one's clear. Then I'm going to install this. Just a little bit of casual facing. Give me a downslope 3. There we go. So yeah, there we go. Forward detection is now somewhat operational. Though I should actually include a passive radar as well for helping to detect things. Where is it? Passive radar? Passive radar is there. Though it's only going to be a forward-mounted one, I must point that out. So yeah, that's going to be like that. And then it's going to be a corner slope like this. Yeah, that looks okay. Actually, should I just use yeah. Sorry, I'm getting into sloping and stuff, so yeah, that looks okay. It's not really compromised the looks too much, and it's giving me detection systems facing forward, which I can start to use. So excellent. Yep, that's like nicely rounded. Now I just have to extend the AI and detection and all that stuff to the rest of the craft. And there's the resource circle just down there. I've got forward-facing detection systems, but now I need to add rear-mounted, side-mounted, and some vertical-mounted as well, in case something gets above me or a missile's coming down from orbit or something like that. It could happen. Not likely, since I'm by default hovering fairly high, but it is still quite a noticeable risk. And yeah, that is proof there has been a change as well, because before the lasers you couldn't see them if they were coming through, but they were working. Now you can see them just boring straight through my metal underside like that. I installed those two in the wings as kind of like target pointers to let me know when they're actually working. But now I don't actually need them. Except to harvest resources a bit more rapidly, so yeah, there is that. Actually got a small channel of empty space here. Maybe I should use that to help build a small laser system. I was wanting it to be like sloping in, then moving along like that, kind of like a flowing part of the design, but yeah, I could probably use that to house a bit of a laser system as well. Just to give me some anti-munition lasers. Since I've got the detector system starting to go in, that should actually help me deal with that. So yeah, that is a thought. But yeah, since you know what I'm doing now with getting well, I've got my fire control system sorted out, so that my systems know what to point at. Except for the second one doesn't, so let's quickly do that now. I've shown you that. I've managed to explore a bit more, I've done a bit of rebuilding, but that is also all the time I've got for this particular video, because we're at roughly 32 minutes now again, I think. I keep spotting this at 32 minutes actually, so that's, I don't know, set all to 0. I want you to target big craft. I want you to target big, heavily armed crafts. Yeah, so all my missiles and torpedoes things are going after the biggest thing they can see within their firing range. They don't really care about speed or altitude or anything like that, because the weapons local controllers deal with that as well. So, yeah. All my missiles and things go after whatever they can get the most explosions out of, effectively. But yeah, I'm going to call it there, because that is all that I've got time for this particular video. So this has been Iron Mark III. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you later on for more videos of more stuff. Yes, that is very specific, isn't it? Yeah, there we go, bit more armour. Just to say, I've made some progress in protecting my overly complicated battery system. And that is actually a little bit of progress, but not much. So yeah, catch you later.